Hey everybody, it's Matt, the Christmas City Picker, and we're back with another episode of Thrifting for the Future podcast. Sorry, it's been a minute. Haven't been on for a few days, having to take care of some of the regular work issues and family stuff that everybody has to take care of. Nothing major, just switching around a couple offices for the job, so haven't had much time to record an episode. Still have been getting out there doing some picking. When weather permits, and found a couple good things. I didn't get anything on video last time because it was raining bad this weekend, and I did find a couple of indoor yard sales and church rummage sales. I managed to get a couple things. I'd say I spent a total of, let's say, like $80 in the past week or two, or week and a half, and comped everything out at about, I'd say about like $500 to $600, not including what I found today. And that's going to bring me to one of the points that I want to make is some bolos to watch out for are car electronics, diagnostic equipment, brand names like case in point, what I found today was an Edelbrock fuel injection manifold tuner. I believe, I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, but it's used for tuning the fuel injection for Edelbrock. And I asked my buddy John from Severe Thrifters, because he knows a lot more about car stuff than I do. I just know the basics and a little bit more than basic, but you know, he totally knows more. So he let me know that thing actually sells new for over $500. And I found it at the flea market today on my lunch break for $5. So that's a good little return on investment. One trick that I usually do is when I go to flea markets, don't go to the booths that look like they're like a cultivated collection. You know, like where everything is clean and set out in a box and packaged up nicely. That's appealing for the eye, but that means that people have gone through it and they know what they have, and they're going to ask the asking price for it, if not a little bit below. Like, I stopped at one today. They had an X-Men Wolverine phone and a penny board by Stereo New York skateboards, and the guy knew exactly what they were, and he was asking full retail price for them. So of course I'm not even going to try, because when you're that close to retail price, it's not even worth the haggling to try to talk somebody down. So you look for the booths, or better yet, the parking spots where people park and set up behind them with just boxes of stuff, because those are the people that have done clean outs of estates and storage units, and they don't really bother looking through the stuff. They just want to turn it and burn it. They get it out there, they put everything out in some totes, and set up some tables, throw some bigger things on tables, and they will give you the best price that they can, just because they don't want to pack it back up and take it home with them. So that's where I found the Edelbrock thing. It was sitting at the top of one of the totes with some other things. I mean, everybody was looking at the radios and stuff like that, which is they're always nice, but when I see a radio that looks like the old style boombox, I check the battery compartment, and if it's corroded, like if they left the batteries in there, I may not even try to mess with it. But yeah, that's where I found the Edelbrock thing. Just a little bit of cosmetic cleaning, and I think I'm going to list that this week for, I'd say, $300, just because I can't test it, because I don't have anything Edelbrock to tune. So that's one of my tips for this episode, is just because something isn't appealing to the eye doesn't mean that is where you will find. Wait, did I even say that right? Sorry, it's late. Just because it's not appealing to the eye doesn't mean that you won't find valuable things there. In fact, that is where you're going to find the best ROI when it comes to flea markets. Garage sales lately they've been picking up, and I'm looking forward. They have some community sale ads up, and they're calling for rain again this weekend, so we will see. we will see. They're starting to do some on Thursdays and Fridays, so we'll check that out. We'll see what we have, but still have to work the 9 to 5, and still have to take care of the family stuff. My son is graduating in a few short weeks, so my wife and I are planning his graduation party, and that's been consuming a lot of time because we wanna make sure that he has a proper celebration for finishing up this crap fest that we called his senior his high school career with the pandemic and everything. Let's see if there's anything else. Yes, the accountability thing that we were talking about with the goal, which is what the whole point of this podcast was, is the first week of May. I made, let's see, it was a slower week, but the first week of May I made, in terms of sales with fees taken out, $1,100. So that's a pretty good first week. I mean, it's not as high as like some of the other guys that have like well-to-do YouTube channels and stuff like that. But I try not to compare myself to other people. But yeah, so $1,000 off the total to start in the first week is not bad. I have had people reaching out to me about the being Accountabilibuddies. So if anybody wants to be an Accountabilibuddy, go ahead and message me on my Instagram, Christmas City Picker. You can comment on any of the YouTube videos. You can email me at christmascitypicker@gmail.com, and we can actually start. We can, if we get enough people, we could start our own Facebook group. The Accountabilibuddies, and we can all kind of just cheer each other on to reach our goals, big and small. A couple things that are going on for me is I'll keep transparency on the podcast for what's going on. The vodka company is going through a little bit of a shakeup right now, so that's why I've been busy. The 9 to 5, the medical equipment company is we're moving offices, so that takes most of my daytime. And the vodka company, we're going through a little bit of a shakeup. We don't know what we want to do with the future, so that's been taking up a lot of the rest of the free time. So I haven't had as much time to list, which I hate, because I don't know about you guys, but if I go like a day without listing and I have to dip into my picture reserve that I have on my phone just to do a listing, I really get antsy, because I like to keep a nice flow of listings each day, even though I'm doing this part-time, and not being able to do that is, really eats away at me. But I will see if I can get back on track by the weekend, because it's not gonna be forever. So yeah, that's what's going on with my stuff. Why I haven't been around for a little while. I will try to get more podcasts in a more timely fashion as I can. Reach out to me. Let me know what subjects you want me to cover. I may ramble on a lot and say and like and more times than I should. But yeah, give me some subjects. I know a little about a lot, and I've been doing reselling long enough where I may know a couple little tricks to that could help you out. Like I just helped John out. He helped me out with the car thing. I helped him out with the fact that he had a lot of Guitar Hero stuff that he just didn't want to take the time anymore, which I don't blame him. Some people have a niche for video game stuff. Some people don't. During the pandemic, people were buying that up like crazy. So some people might have a large inventory, me, of that stuff. But yeah, I helped him out with some ideas of how he can unload that and kind of get rid of that. Because as he said, he's thinking of niching down, into things that he knows, which is not a bad idea. If you're getting a little bit overwhelmed with everything, like selling everything, then niche down. Find some things that you know. If that helps you become more streamlined and sell everything out, then more power to you. Get to it. Do it that way. For me, I don't think I could, because I buy anything that strikes my fancy, that I'm like, oh, this is cool, this will sell, and so I have a hodgepodge. Case in point, I won some lots at an estate auction online, and one of them was full of vintage jackets, NASCAR jackets, and some NFL jackets, which is what I was gonna resell on eBay. But then another one was filled with insulators, the old insulators for the power lines, and some old barware from the 60s from local beer companies and stuff. So I just buy whatever. So I kind of have to sell it, because otherwise I'm going to be drowning in junk, and my wife will want to smack me with a cast iron skillet more than she already does. so just got to take care of that stuff. But yeah, niching down isn't a bad thing if you're a little bit overwhelmed. Which also brings me to the point with how I said about buying everything is there's no wrong school of thought for it, but when you're buying, some people like to comp like crazy while you're buying. It's not wrong nor right to do that. I just can't do that, because I kind of feel awkward pulling out my phone and looking up prices in front of people, just because I don't know. I kind of feel like if I don't know at least a ballpark of what that's worth, I don't deserve to get it. But yeah, so there's that school of thought where you need to look stuff up before you buy it, and there's another school of thought where you just fly blind, like kind of go with your gut and go with what you know, which is part of niching down. I kind of go with my gut with a lot of things. If there's something that's being asked, that somebody's asking a lot of money for, I may step away and check the price. Or if you have somebody go with you, it's always good to have partner up with that. Like case in point, my brother, we go to that flea market every now and then together when we are working and just take a lunch break. And if I see something that I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool, and I'm talking to the guy that has it, he will look it up on his phone, and kind of, if it's worth a lot, he'll be like, hey Matt, Dad just texted us and to show me the phone with the price. So it's kind of sneaky, but sometimes if you're gonna pay $40, you want to know what it's gonna be returning. But yeah, other times I just take, like at actually the same booth 2 different weeks, I did one where I looked it up like that, like my brother did, and there's another one where I went with my gut, and I gave the guy $40 for a whole storage tote of video games, which looked like video games, because he was starting to go through them, and I kind of nipped it in the bud and was like, how much for the whole thing, just to kind of stop him in case he found any kind of gems that he didn't see it the first time. And so I gave him $40 for that, and all of the Super Nintendo, there's Super Nintendo boxes, like at least 12.5 Super Nintendo game boxes, and they were all empty. So I was kind of a little bit peeved with that, but I did find an Atari Jaguar video game in there in great shape, and I already doubled my money on the bin just by that video games. And there's a couple other things in there, nothing too killer, but I'll at least triple my money on that. So sometimes just going with your gut pays off. It's a gamble, but if you don't gamble it too hard, just kind of stay with what you're comfortable with. But yeah, that's just a couple little words of wisdom for this week. Nothing too crazy, too fancy. Again, if you guys want to follow me on YouTube, Christmas City Picker, I did put a couple videos up in the past couple weeks where I actually had my GoPro on at a flea market. I'm getting used to that more. I bought the magnetic mount for the shirt that Paul, the Philly Flipper, told me about. So I had that on. I'm going to put that on next time. But yeah, I have a couple new videos there, so hop on over, Christmas City Picker. Like and subscribe if you don't mind. Instagram, follow me, Christmas City Picker, whatnot, Christmas City Picker. I haven't had many auctions lately because, like I said, with everything with the work and everything, I didn't want to put one up and not give as much attention to detail as it deserves. I didn't just kind of want to go, oh, okay, here's one, here, let's do this. I want to give it the proper energy and the proper attention that an auction deserves. Anything else? Yeah, ChristmasCityPicker@gmail.com. If you guys don't mind, send me some messages. Just give me some ideas for future topics. That helps me keep my mind focused in what I should talk about. Otherwise, you get it like today, where I'm just rambling on. So some of you may not mind, because that's maybe how some of our mindsets are. Those of us that pick and resell, we kind of have a little bit of chaotic minds, but that's not a bad thing. But when it comes to podcasting, a little bit of structure goes a long way. So for now, I hope you all have a great day and a better tomorrow. See ya!